I'm Mark Carey, and I'm being Frank in Educating Rita.
And I'm Danny Carberry, and I am being Rita in Educating Rita.
It's interesting, isn't it, Danny, that bringing the play from Cheltenham, where we did the play over Christmas, to here, I mean, short space of time, but it's a really different space and feel, isn't it?
Yes, it feels massive here.
It does, it
really
feels,
does.
Yeah.
And there's a separation here from the audience, so we really in our, I can't speak, we're in our own space here, whereas before when we were in a studio we were kind of surrounded by the audience, weren't we?
Yeah.
So it's nice.
It's nice, absolutely, suddenly to have space on this set to walk around, and because at Cheltenham they were right on top of us, weren't they? Which was great in a way, but but this is different.
Yeah, when I'm wheeling the chair around or anything like that, to not run it over a audience member's toes, it's nice not to have that danger in the back of your mind and just play it.
No, absolutely. Do you feel that we have to sort of up the volume in this bigger space, or do you think we can? It's got that sort of TV acting feel that we had in.
I think I don't feel a pressure to up the volume. I don't know about you, but I do think that we naturally do anyway. You just do when you're faced with a bigger space.
Yeah. I agree. And when we did the play 7 years previously in Warwick, it was a different space again, wasn't it?
That was a really big theatre.
Yeah. And then when we go to Gloucester next week, it's going to be different.
It's nice doing a tour like that because it always keeps you on your toes as well.
Does.
At least we're not. I mean, it'd be difficult to get bored of this play because it's brilliant, but.
I think this play would work wherever you did it.
Yeah.
I mean, the film works, doesn't it? It works in a big theatre, it works in a small studio theatre.
I prefer the play to the film, though, definitely.
I do, yeah, I do. I think, the performances obviously were great and, made Julie Walters a star and established Michael Caine already was a star. But, I think the play, because there's just so much more in the play, isn't there?
And it also, I think it credits the audience with a bit more intelligence, really, because it leaves a lot to their imagination, because it is a very claustrophobic setting just in this one room, rather than showing them all the outside characters. It leaves them to imagine what these characters are like, and we get to paint that picture for them.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah. And it's interesting, isn't it, what we were talking about, just about how the play still, although it's 35 years old now or something.
This year.
That's right, and how it still absolutely rings true, doesn't it, about how life is. And
yeah, I mean, a few people have said, when are you setting it? Are you setting it present day or in the 80s or anything like that? And we are setting it in the 80s, but it doesn't scream 80s. It really doesn't, because essentially it's a play about, it's our relationship, and human relationships never change.
No, that's right.
It's always been the same,
Yeah. And it's that story, isn't it, that's been told time and time again, Rocky, or, all those things, the small person and the big challenge, and how they, you sort of know they're going to do it. It's how they do it, isn't it? I mean, you know that Rita is such a brilliant person from the start. You know she's got a hungry mind and a fantastic imagination, so you know she's going to get there, but it's how they get there and what barriers are put in their way. I mean, in this case, by Frank and by her husband, and just by that whole thing of a...
But this is the thing as well that we've always said is so brilliant about this play. It's got that journey for Rita. It's almost a predictable journey, but you want to watch it. It's compelling to watch.
Yeah.
But what people don't expect in that kind of story, whether it be on film or on the stage, is for the other character to have that journey.
That's right.
And you have a huge journey in it as well, which is just, it's brilliant.
And I think that's why it makes it, for my money, and this is obviously very contentious, but for my money, I think this is a better play than Pygmalion, on which it's based, because Frank makes a journey, whereas Henry Higgins, Eliza Doolittle makes a huge journey in Pygmalion, but Henry Higgins is essentially the same at the end of the play, whereas Frank makes a big journey. So to do it at the Bear Pit this next week is going to be dead exciting.
It's a real treat. It's a fantastic space, and the job with the set as well. It's amazing. It looks great.
Yeah. Now, please come and see Educating Rita at the Bear Pit Theatre.
It runs from the 14th to the 17th of this month.
Come and see us.